Good evening to you all. In today's summary, Catholic believers and people in general are being asked to listen to the Word of God, which will help them to transform during this time of Lent. Several Catholic faithful across the country attended Ash Wednesday Mass today, marking the beginning of Lent. During the Mass at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Father David Alcindor asks the faithful to live the gospel, allowing the word of God to transform their lives. And on Prague, students from the Grand Anse Primary School also attended Ash Wednesday Mass today, organized at the school. The students and teachers were marked with the sign of a cross on their foreheads in preparation for Lent, which will last for 40 days. During the Mass, Father Toulon encouraged all Christians to prepare themselves spiritually during this period of fasting. President Wavell Ramkalawan chaired a meeting yesterday with the technical committee for the new Seychelles Hospital to review the progress of the project and the way forward. During the meeting, the committee reviewed recent developments, including discussions regarding the proposed site for the hospital.
The new site identified is at Roche-Cayman, a parcel of land next to the L'Escale Resort Hotel. Discussion also focused on options to ensure that the new hospital provides modern, efficient, and high-quality health services for the Seychelles. A key focus on the meeting was the realization of the hospital concept, ensuring that the project aligns with national health priorities and meets international standards. The committee also reviewed the terms of reference for the feasibility study, which will assess the technical, financial, and operational aspects of the project. A timeline has been set for the implementation of the project, with the groundbreaking and construction scheduled to take place in November 2025. President Ramkalawan reaffirmed the government's strong commitment to the project, stressing the need for rigorous planning and thorough assessment to ensure that the new Seychelles Hospital meets the country's long-term health needs.
Several police officers are now better equipped to enforce the legislation approved by the National Assembly in September last year, a legislation that addresses hate-motivated offences. The officers attended a one-day training on how to investigate crimes against vulnerable groups. Professor Mark Walters from the University of Sussex from the United Kingdom, who was involved in amending the penal code, explained that the training will not only help the police officers in identifying hate crimes, but also protect the rights of vulnerable and marginalized communities.
It's really important for law enforcement to understand when a crime is motivated by some form of hostility towards someone's protected characteristic, and that might be their racial background, it might be their sexual orientation, it might be because they're disabled. So when people come forward and report these crimes, it's essential that law enforcement are able to collect and collate evidence of what we refer to as the hate element of the crime, so that they're investigating the crime as a hate crime, that they collect evidence of animus or prejudice that's been demonstrated or expressed towards that victim, so that prosecutors can then prosecute the crime as a hate crime, and that on conviction it's recorded as a hate crime and sentenced as that type of offence. That sends a really important message out to society that these types of crimes won't be tolerated in Seychelles, and that the groups who are commonly targeted will be protected by the government and by the police.
The National Assembly has continued its debate today on the State of the Nation address delivered by President Wavell Ramkalawan last Thursday. Several LDS members took the floor to voice their support in favor of the president's speech, while the opposition members expressed their separatism.
Members from the LDS side who spoke yesterday and today were unanimous in their view that President Wavell Ramkalawan presented all the concrete facts to the Seychellois people. They emphasized that while the world was in turmoil 4 years ago due to the global situation, Seychelles made bold and decisive choices. On the US side, however, members have continued to echo their leaders' arguments, claiming that President Ramkalawan's speech was disappointing and failed to address the true state of the nation. They accused the government of not fulfilling its promises to the Seychellois people, asserting that it is incompetent and disconnected from the public. They stated that the president appeared frustrated and neglected to address the pressing issues affecting the country, including the rising cost of living.
That's it for this news summary. Good evening.